y'all? Happy Friday. Yeah, I know the vibes. Come on in, come on in, come on in. And like, share, and what? Share it out, share it out. Right? Yes, yes. What's up? What's up, State? Todd, what's up? Yes, I want my mental folks in the building. What's up, y'all? Talk to me, talk to me. Y'all know we coming high off the verses, right? So I got to give y'all a little bit of this keep sweat action. Because y'all know we ready to vibe today, right? Oh, y'all folding in today. I missed y'all too. Sometimes I got to give y'all a little something. Let me know what the Friday vibe is. You know, it's new energy, right? But it's a lot going on. Bill is home. The bills are due. First of the month. And there's things going on. What's up, sis? What's up? What's up? I am looking for perspectives tonight. I really want to know from you guys. Yes, Mika, what's up? Yes, Moscato Red, yes, T. I want you to share it out. I also want to see who's brave enough tonight to come on the live and share an honest perspective about tonight's topic. Because, you know, sometimes people don't understand. We got to have the balance out here, okay? Sending love and light. Yes, yes. Sending it right back. I'm sending it back to you guys, too. Yes, yes, Bill is free. What y'all thought about the verses? Verses was kind of fire last night, right? This was Keith Sweat last night. He was sharp. He still looked like he was in New Jack City. Doing the dance. He had the white pants on, the white suit. Verses was kind of fire last night. Bobby Brown did this thing too, you know. What's up, y'all? Papa, I see you. Tonight's topics. We are talking about, we want to know from men and women, what is your perspective, right? So we're going to warm it up, And also I wanted to say, just my two cents on certain things. I thought the verses was good. I also loved how, you know, we're able to go back into time and kind of hear that good vibe and that good music. But, you know, he was singing to the cup. Yeah, this was Keith Sweat yesterday. He was doing his dance. But you know, we can't deny the music. The music was awesome. I love the music. I love the vibes. I loved everything. It was awesome. Keith still got the moves. Oh yes, he does. Yes, and he still was looking, you know, like he was when he came out. He looked like he had a super steam facial. He was looking good. That was good R&B music. Yes. It was the bomb. I loved it. While y'all do that, I'm also going to be sharing it out to everybody and just letting everybody come into the fold because, you know, this is what we do. So I want to know tonight, because that's the main topic. The main topic is about what is the male and female perspectives when it comes to whether or not, you know, whether you're married and or living with somebody, because I really want to make sure that some of my singles and people that may be living with people understand some of what we're talking about tonight as well, because sometimes people don't have the full context of stuff. They assume or they think that, you know, one can be speaking generally on the behalf of everybody else, but when it comes to relationships, that's not the case. We have to start getting real with some of the seriousness around, you know, the topics, but also life stuff, right? And I put up a video earlier today, and it was a clip from The Breakfast Club, and they had an interviewer, woman on there, Ebony, and she talked about, you know, the value shift of what her role would be as a wife and what she thinks her husband should bring to the table. There was some, you know, talk back about that, right? There was a lot of people saying different things, you know, they had a lot of perspectives, men too. You know, some men do not believe in the, you know, I guess the 80-20 rule or the 100%, provider protecting. And I think we need to start breaking that down, right? What does that mean for couples, right? What does that mean for married folks, right? And I think everything is kind of layered and circumstantial when it comes to this topic because everybody has a different opinion. Some men may feel like, you know what? I don't believe in the, you know, providing and protecting, and that includes paying bills. So it's a different perspective. And I want to just kind of know from y'all where it's at, right? What is your thoughts? So let's get into it. I'm done sending it out to everybody. So, you know, let's get into it. Let's do what we do. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, I see some more people coming into the building. What's up? Send it out, share. So, all right. Let me wave back to everybody. What's up, y'all? So I don't want to repeat myself. So I hope y'all caught that. I hope everybody is on the wave, right? On what we're talking about right now. And before we get into the main topic, I just want to get, oh, Ro, what's up, Ro? Listen, I know you want to speak on some things. If some of you guys want to get to that, let's get right into just one topic before we get into the whole thing. What is your thoughts on Sha'Carri Richardson and her being banned from the Olympics? That's a big discussion, but we're going to keep it quick and cute here, right? My thoughts is very simple with this one before I get into the main topic. A lot of you guys may not know, but Sha'Carri Richardson is an American sprinter who she actually broke a record of all time in the Olympic trials that makes her the 6th woman of all time. That means her ability to even compete, she broke a world record that was comparable to the greats. Now, Sha'Carri Richardson has now a track record similar to Florence Joyner, who's also an African-American sprinter who has the fastest record of all time. Now, for those of you to understand what's going on right now, you know, Bill is home, and then now we have Sha'Carri Richardson being banned and suspended for a month, which means she's not able to compete in the Olympic trials to do the 100-meter dash, which she is the best at currently. So in order for her to get the opportunity to go to the Olympic trials and beat FloJo's record, which she was on her way, because if she was already passing FloJo's record at the pre-trial, which gave her the opportunity to go to the Olympics, it's now at a full stop. I thought weed was recreational and legal. You mean to tell me that this is what we doing? What's up, Jazz? This is what we doing? So my thoughts on that is that the reason why you seeing what you seeing is because when you subtract the year 2021 and you minus that with the year 1988, which is the year that FloJo broke her record, guess what? You get the numbers 33. And I'm going to leave it there. You get the numbers 33. So that's why you see a lot of this stuff going on with Sha'Carri Richardson. But it's very interesting. So she won't be able to make it to the trials. She won't be able to make it to the Olympics and actually, you know, do what she intended to do. So there's a lot of uproar because we know that there's many athletes, when they get caught up with steroids or drugs and it's been hidden for years and years and they've had opportunities to still compete, et cetera, et cetera. Now we're going to lump in something that's now going to be considered legal, that's now considered legal recreational in more than 30 states. And then now we're saying that when it comes to the Olympics, the rules are the rules. And the people that's been complaining, notice, the people that's complaining was mostly the same people that was complaining about the mask mandate. The same people complaining, saying, I don't want to wear my mask. Today is July, the 2nd? Yesterday, when I tell you it was not white privilege outside, there was white freedom outside. It was so many people without a mask. And you mean to tell me we won't let Sha'Carri Richardson go to the Olympics because of that? So we got to get serious, guys. We got to get serious with what's going on. So that's my thoughts on Sha'Carri Richardson. And I want to get into the main topic today. So the main topic. So you guys heard what happened, right? Recently, right? We want to know from the males and the females. I do want to challenge anybody who wants to come on the chat tonight because I want to talk to you. I want to know what's your perspective, right? Some of you guys may be in relationships. Some of you may be married. Some of you guys may be single. And I think this conversation is more around the value shift of how you may think your contribution is into whether it's a relationship, whether it's with living with a partner long term, or being married to somebody. Do you think, ladies, males that are supposed to be, in your opinion, providers and protectors, do you believe that includes paying the bills or the big or the head or the main bills of the house if you two live together? Men, I want to know from you, do you believe in that as well? Or do you believe there should be a 50-50 split, 70-50 split, 80-20 split, whatever it may be? Do you believe everything should be split even in half? Or do you believe that there should be some different boundaries and rules when you are married and or living with your partner? That's what I want to know tonight. So I want to hear from you guys. I really want to hear from you guys and kind of see where we at with it today. See who wants to come and talk about the topic tonight. Because the topic is the topic. And it's interesting because what many of you may not know is that, my husband brought this topic to me and was like, you should really speak on this and kind of see what other people feel and what other men feel as well. And I was like, you know what? I see that men want to talk about this. And I also see that women have some perspectives. Oh, okay.
What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Everything great. How you doing? Great. I'm blessed.
It should be truth and honesty. That's what we want here. We want real perspective so people can understand the vibe. Okay? So happy Friday. What's up?
Happy Friday to you, to our family. Everybody good?
Everybody is well. And on your side, how's the family? How's everybody?
No complaints. Everybody's great.
Okay, so did you see the clip and do you understand the question?
Actually, no, I didn't. My time is very consumed during the day, so I haven't gotten a chance to see it. But
okay, but you get the gist of it.
Exactly.
Okay. So tell me what is your thoughts as someone who you reside with your woman? Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what's your thoughts on whether or not a man is supposed to be the provider and the protector, and that includes paying the bills?
Well, the way that I grew up, my father was pretty much the protector of the family and kept everybody straight and financially made sure we was good, had a roof over our head. But my mom was the breadwinner, but I watched them, how they worked from a young age. And the way I grew up was that they both did their part on a 50-50 split.
Okay.
Now, there are times where, for example, your husband may make more money than you make. Let's say, he makes $100,000 and my wife would make $70,000. Ultimately, of course, I'm going to take on a bigger bills. But as a man, I do expect, for her to meet me halfway. Now, to give you a prime example, I'm not going to pay $2,000 rent, pay the Con Ed, pay the cable, pay the phone bill, put food on the table, all that other good stuff, pay the car note, car insurance. I'm not going to do all that.
Okay.
As a woman, you gotta meet me at least a quarter of the way. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm paying rent and all that other stuff, I expect you to at least pay the Wi-Fi internet bill or the cable bill or or go to Stop and Shop or go to BJ's and get some goddamn food. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't do all that.
Right.
Because this thing called marriage is for better and for worse. And sometimes things happen. Yeah. As a man, I'm gonna when shit happens, shit hits the fan. I'm gonna step to the plate to compensate where she slacked off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
Now let me ask you this too, because I when I say things are laid and it's circumstantial, I feel as though it always starts from how you're entering that agreement with that woman. Yeah. So for instance, when you got married, sometimes circumstances may have a different take or an ideology on that person, right? So if you have a child already, or this is your second time around, you're coming from experience, so you may have a different position versus somebody who may say, okay, if this is just our starting base, meaning my person, me and him is the first time married, right? Then we may have different terms and agreements. So I love this perspective because I want ladies and men to understand that everybody don't think the same, right? And everybody don't have the same, synergy when it comes to what the roles need to be. There were some things that you said in there. You said you do expect the woman to do some things in the house. You can't be the man doing everything. And I agree with that. I believe that there needs to be roles and there needs to be terms. And therefore, if that's not established in the beginning, then there won't be no roles and no terms. There will be a lot of miscommunication, and there'll be a lot of wants and needs and then expectations that people have, but they didn't really necessarily talk about. So I'm hearing you have to compromise with your partner. The bill should be split 70-30. So you believe that's what needs to happen. Do you think that we're in a time where, with conversations like this, women feel more pressured to, either do more or do less or demand more from their partners if that is currently not the case? So what is the status right now with you and your woman? What is the percentages? Like, y'all doing 50-50?
Okay, basically,
okay.
You might as well say that, yeah. It's a 50-50 thing. You split everything down the middle as far as like what we got to do for the household.
Yeah.
There's nobody doing 70% and the other person's doing 30%. That's just not the story in my crib.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? we sit down, we communicate. The whole thing is communication.
Yes.
Sitting down with your significant other, sitting down at the table like how I'm sitting down right now, and we sit and we talk about our bills and our finances and so forth.
Okay.
And we sit down and say, because it's times, things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes financially, we fall on our face.
Right.
That's the purpose of having a mate that you can possibly to depend on. If you fall on your face, you need somebody to hold you down. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if I'm running short or whatever, like, hey, hold me down until I get paid or whatever. I got my car just broke down or whatever the case. I'm not trying to be with nobody that can't hold me down. That's just not my story.
Okay.
Word.
Okay. I like that. And I like the honesty. Somebody says nobody wants to face the truth. So I'm going to bring in somebody else on here as well. But I would say that I love this perspective, and I want males to kind of, really just keep it 100, because when we talk about what we want in love and a relationship, we have to just talk it straight so that when we get into things, we understand what we're getting into. I do feel like valueship is a big part, and I do feel as though, as you said, if we're going to discuss, who needs to be contributing and how does the plan A and B, C, options work, then yeah, because you can have both. But it's more so about how you value the full length of the duration of the relationship that you're in. So I love that. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. What's your thoughts, people? You heard the man speak. He said that he don't believe in the, males should be paying all of the bills. Women should be coming to the table with some things.
Just basically, I guess before you get into a relationship and before you get into a marriage, the whole thing is communication on a financial standpoint. And a lot of times communication on finances is just not being discussed. You might get with somebody, you think they got their shit together, but they really don't. Because as a young dude, I've been down that road before too, when everything that glitters ain't gold.
I would agree. Yeah. One has to know what they're getting into, and one has to also, understand what they're getting into when it comes to a duration of time. When you marry somebody, that's for the long haul. You plan
Absolutely.
to share many things. You plan to have a lot of compromises because you want to have that love reciprocated back and forth. But sometimes the valueship of that is determined differently. It's determined differently. So people look at things differently based on what relationship that they're in, right? Now, I believe that a man who serves as a provider and a protector, and he's acquiring a wife, vice versa, she's getting a husband. But when we look at the roles and responsibilities, and when there is children involved, and so if you are embarking on that for the first time, yes, there needs to be a financial conversation, because some people move in for the first time, maybe in an apartment, then they may elevate to something of ownership, and that may grow and grow. You may become more than just, people in a relationship. I believe that marriage and so on and so forth, it comes with a business side that is contractual. That's the reason why you have a court document. Why? Because when you talk about the protection and the providing, when the man is the lead in certain aspects, yes, it's a give and a take. But let's make no mistake, even back then, even now, women who were housewives, women who stayed home, was also not women who were skillless. Sometimes that may change and differ depending on, who the woman is. So for instance, when you say a woman has to cook, she got to clean, she got to do all of these things, right? She has to also manage the home. The valueship of what she's doing at home, the management of what she's doing at home. So I'm going to give you a little example, right? If I married my husband, that's the only man I've married. Us two, we are the only one that have two children together. There is no outside children, right? So our terms and conditions may be different than somebody who was married before and or have children and so on and so forth. They may come to the tables in their marriage differently because of their experience. Now, if I marry newly and then there are some terms and conditions, and I'm going to be honest here because my husband did bring this conversation up, right? So I'm going to be honest here. If you tell me that, you prefer or you want a woman to do certain roles at home, you want them to fulfill a role when it comes to the motherly role, when it comes to rearing and nurturing and raising the children, and you know that you are not in the home for 10 to 12 hours, yes, the rules are going to be different. My valueship and what I do to allow my man to come home and have that peace of mind. He comes home to a clean environment. he comes home and he doesn't have to worry about any domestic things going on because he doesn't manage the home domestically. He doesn't have to worry about the children, whether they are young, whether they have to go to school, whether they have to do their homework. He's not there for that part because that's not his role, right? But if he's outdoors, his goal is, in my opinion, yes, he is the provider and the protector. Now, in terms of who's paying most of what, I think that depends on what the man wants to do, because there are men that think differently depending on their status too. Some men may say, hey, I want to pay for the whole thing because that's what I was cultured by. Different, like you said, different than you. Now, my husband, when we moved and we bought a home, he said, I want you to stay home. I was independent when I met him. I was independent until we moved and bought a home. I was independent when we was living in an apartment. What I'm saying is, but when you want to, if we're moving and we're elevating, and that determines location, that determines space, that determines, come great responsibilities. Listen, the terms and conditions are going to be a little bit different. And I had to sit with my hubby and say, listen, staying home is going to be a little bit different because I'm not even used to even providing at a full capacity, because I was a woman that was groomed to be independent, yet I put accountability on a man. Because at the end of the day, this is the question I have. If I am independent, if I am paying for my own single livelihood, and I now join forces with the man who's saying, you are mine and you want me to have your children, et cetera, that does come with some different agreements, beloved, financially. Because at the end of the day, what is the purpose? The value ship is, when you come home, beloved, you ain't supposed to be doing certain things. When a man wants a cooked meal, that's why he comes home, right? That woman, if she's cooking well and he's eating well, the same thing. She's the nurturer. If he's sick, she knows how to heal him. She makes the soup. She does it all, right? Now, if that woman was not offering up herself as a wife and what you wanted, then yes, as a husband, you have to challenge that. You have to say what's going on. And you're right. Some men may fear that a woman will not be able to hold them down the way they hold them down financially. So they don't want to even sign up. But from the outset, do you believe you should, or is it that you cannot, so you don't want to? So I love your perspective. This is based off your experience, and you've dealt with some women before that had given you a difference in opinion when you met your wife. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
My wife is, top of the line. She's the best. That's why I married her. You know what I'm saying? Because her mom was right. She had a different perspective, a better perspective from what I was used to throughout my years. So, I looked at all those different things and I said, you know what, this is the one. But her drive is what keeps me excited. You know what I'm saying? Keeps me wanting to do better for myself, not just for her, but just for myself as well.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of men and you got a lot of women. They out here looking for meal tickets. You know what I'm saying? They're a little laxical, little lazy. They don't want to secure that bag. I believe every adult that's in a marriage or relationship, you should be able to want to secure your bag in some form or fashion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's say, for example, if I was a ball player, I was getting $5 million a year, whatever. Of course, I could take care of a whole family. Of course, I could provide, I could do all that. But I would try to set my wife up to where she could secure her own bag, whether it be starting her own business or whatever. Because I'm not going to have nobody just solely dependent on me, no matter how much money I got. And I know that I can do what I do. Yeah. But I want her to be able to provide for herself, be able to hold herself down, and to be in a form of independence. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get that. I think that women can be both, and I think that when it comes to the skill set and getting to the bag, because I'm in my bag and I'm in my husband's bag too. You know what I mean? So,
and that's all right. That's all right, though.
I mean? And I will say this. Even when we had that financial talk, we talked about what the limit of time would be, and then would there be an expiration to that? And I'm going to speak honestly and say this though. I don't know if you know, Ro, but I don't play with Legend, and Legend got different rules, because Legend came from a different culture. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. Some men feel a little bit different. So when it comes to the mortgage, I'm gonna keep it real. I like what the young lady said, and I feel the same way. That's the main component. And I believe if you live in a home with the male, yes, he should pay that big main bill. And that I've never had that issue. Not when I lived with him in an apartment or nothing. It was actually his idea. And I let him know. I said, if you want me to, have children, right? You want to offer me certain things. There's certain things I bring to the table, and there's certain things if you want me home, you're gonna have to bring to the table. So
absolutely,
yeah. So it did work, and after we had our expiration time in terms of I wanted a 5 to 6 year term, and I believe in terms and conditions.
Right.
And I get to the bag, he gets to the bag. But in terms of the role that we playing at home, the same thing. Like that, I've never paid the rent when I lived with him, and I've never paid the mortgage since I've lived with him. So,
okay,
so that's the 100 right there. Just like how he told me. He told me, some men say, "Hey, I want a traditional woman at home," or "I may want certain things." So we have to compromise, and we got to come to some terms. But when it comes to legacy building, right? When it comes to, like you said, people out here looking for meal tickets, we got rules on that too, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to, when you're protecting the home, it's not just, oh, I'm just going to keep the financial as well. It's also, you keep the trespassers outdoors, and you know how to secure home. The roof over their head is the most important piece, and the woman that manages the home well gives the man extra piece. So, I believe that, it can go many ways. And I think that, sometimes it depends on what you're working with, because sometimes a person who, like I said, if this is your first time go around and you have that male seeds, he may move a little different with you versus if he's been with different women and had maybe a bad or a good experience. It may be like, well, I'm not doing this because my trust level is not there yet, right? Because you and your lady, Ro, y'all both in the 6 digits. So at the end of the day, it's not really about whether you can pay it or not. Is you don't want to pay it, because you in the 6 digits, my G. You there. She's there too. So let's cut it out. You know what I'm saying? We got to cut this out. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. So I love these perspectives, and I love what you're saying. But you know what I'm saying? Men must step it up, and women must step up their game too. What is your value ship? And my value ship is, you want a traditional woman. I want a man too. I want him exercising his full divine masculinity, not just physically. I want him to step it up. What's up, Walt? And I want to know who's going to get in the ring with me. This was wonderful, Ro, but I'm going to have to let people get on. If anybody else want to get on, I will request you. If you want Ro to stay on and challenge Ro, any females want to get on, let me know.
Yes, please. Let me hear some females out there.
Because the females is quiet today, outside of a few. Y'all feeling the vibes or what? Men in the chat, any other men in the chat, you like that 50-50 rule, or you like what we talking about right now? What's going on? All right, I sent a request. Let's see what's going on here. Let's talk.
Hello? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I got you, bro. I got you.
A peace and blessings, Kane and Camilla. I love what you're doing. Oh my God, I got something very good to say to y'all tonight.
Okay.
And I love everybody. Like, let me share something first. I was married at 20 years old, right? My marriage lasted 2.5 years, so I don't want y'all to think I'm coming across as like some perfect person. I live in my truth. It's nothing nobody could hurt me about. So that's first of all, right? But you see, when y'all talking about man and woman being married, right? My supervisor told me a long time ago when I first got married, when I was working in the post office, he said, Todd, you need to live off the salary. That's the least salary. He said, you make more money than your wife. Whoever make the least money, y'all live off of that and save y'all money, right? I listened to him, but I never paid no attention to him, right? But I say that to say this. A lot of men and women, and especially from our culture, we don't trust each other. We don't want to share the finances. Our pride get in the way. So if I'm making 30,000 in Burger King and you making 90 on Wall Street, we need to make that work together and get the pride out the way. That's where the protection and everything else comes from. But we don't trust each other. But nobody want to have these conversations. You know what I mean? True. The relationship part is easy. I don't care if you make 6 figures or nothing. Like I'll be honest with y'all. I fell out with women that I've been in love with these past 5-6 years, right? Because they could not see my vision, because I'm not just talking, but they don't know how to see the work. So I'm telling them, yo, listen, I'm 42. Yeah, I don't got no benefits. I'm working construction, $15 an hour, but I'm going to do real estate. This was going to happen. But the work, I'm showing them the work.
Yeah.
but they not able to see the work or understand it or manifest it. So that's the problem between a lot of men and women in our culture. The
Yeah.
trust factor. A
Yeah.
lot of men, they not able to see potential. We don't get the motivation and the understanding or the support when we in our infantile stages, or we coming back around to our second get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot. The money and all of that, that's the easiest part. But it's the trust, because you're not going to make me feel funny because I'm going to work construction for $20 an hour and I know I got a plan that could take care of us. And I've experienced it. I've experienced being with a woman that was getting evicted. I couldn't
Yeah.
help her. But I
Okay.
told her, listen, we're going to be okay. You know
Right.
what I mean? This $100 I got, you got 50 of it, right? But now, when she see everything that I told her manifest and come true, she didn't know how to deal with it.
So let me
She
ask.
didn't.
At the
She
wait. Let
Go
me
ahead.
ask. So at the time, right, like what you just said. So because I think that that's the potential stages of a man, right? We call them the potential men, right? Many women say
That's a
that
fact. That's
the
a fact.
potential man, right? So in this potential man stage that you was in, right? Even at that point, did you ask for her to give you some more length of time? Like, listen, this is happening to us right now, but this will just be temporary. I'm going to make this, because when you
Yeah,
say lack
yeah.
of trust, that also goes hand in hand with women not trusting the process. So with this
But
particular woman, when she lacked that trust, did she bail at that moment? And then now with
no, no,
social
no, no,
media,
no,
okay,
no. I'm gonna be honest. This is the
okay,
part I gotta get to that most women don't want to deal with.
okay,
It's not that she bailed. She never experienced a man tell her, this is where I'm at and this is what I'm gonna do. Because after the fact, the only reason why I still love her to this day, because she confessed it in front of a room full of people. She said, Todd told me what he was gonna do and he did it. But I
wow,
but I
beautiful.
forgive her, and I'll be honest, it hurt my heart because I had to understand she never experienced a man transitioning from, I'm not just talking. This is what I'm gonna do, and this is where we're gonna be at. So she didn't know how to deal with it. So ultimately, we separated. So
Okay,
it started me thinking about a lot of other relationships, and again, the honesty and us being able to speak our truth.
yeah,
It's like I tell people, like, yo, listen, yeah, I've lived a life, but yeah, I went and worked jobs for $15 an hour. You know what I mean? In my adult life. Yeah, I've worked over here for $350 a week. But how many women are going to be able to recognize the potential and understand, like, yo, let me support. I don't need your money. I just need your support and understanding. I'm not no Ralph Cramden talking about, I'm about to go, we're going to fly to the moon and make $1 million. But a lot of women don't understand how to recognize a man when he's in evolution and he's building, and to be able to just say, like, yo, I believe in you. I don't
Right,
need you.
right.
I
That's a
don't need your
fact. That's a
money.
fact.
I don't need your
okay.
money. I don't need your money.
So
I
hold
just
on,
need you to be
let
able
me
to
read.
say, okay.
Hold on, let me read two comments, and then for Rowan Todd, I want you to continue. So some women that are responding, I noticed that you just mentioned age, so that's why I'm going to keep going. As Todd just expressed, he's talking about a stage when he was in his early 20s. He's a man that has manifested his dreams. He's to the bag at this moment. So I love some of the perspectives. It says, how long should a woman be waiting, right? Because some people are saying, well, if I'm with a man, right, how long is it going to take for you to work from Burger King to move on to the next thing? So with the potential stages, I love what you just said. You looking, women should understand what support looks like, even if they're not given a duration. But you have women that will feel as though they want to know the full plan, right? Some women have a way of saying, well, if it's not going to be now, right, I'm going. But another woman just said this, and I want you to respond to that.
Okay.
She said, women can get to the bag and have their own ambitions. I don't need to build a man at my age. When I was 22, I have a problem with a potential man, but not now. So I think, like I said, I always think it's layered in circumstantial.
All
You
right.
continue.
But that's another thing. A lot of people, and I'm sorry, I can only speak to our culture.
Yes.
We have to learn how to build together. We sometimes, men and women and our culture, we in a secret competition. This is why when you got a man that already reached where he at, he's able to have so many options. But we need to be able to build from the infantile stage. Like if you
Yeah.
making 40 and I'm making 40, we got 80. I don't care if we in the projects. I don't care if we
That's
on
right.
Section 8. But you
That's
making
right.
40, I got 40, we got 80. So
Right.
now
It's a
we need to
we.
be able,
Yes.
we need to be able to take this 80 and turn this 80 into whatever we want to be, because that's where our strength gonna come. It's
Yes.
easy to get money, Camilla. The
Yes.
money is the easiest part of life. This is why you could sit around and you watch people like, yo, y'all got $700,000 saved? Yeah, because they not thinking about the things that we thinking about. Like, okay, my husband makes 60, I make 30. Damn, we out here trying to do X, Y, and Z, go on vacations and do all of that. Nah, he makes 60, I got 30, we got 90.
That's right. That's
Now
right.
you got 90 with the right mindset, you can do phenomenal things at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
I've seen it, I've learned, I've experienced it. I'm talking about up, down, bad, sideways, everything.
Yes.
Listen, I know a bunch of women now that I said to myself, if I had y'all, man, I'd be to the moon right now. You understand
Yes.
what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Talk that
But,
talk.
but,
Let them know.
but,
Try to let them
I'm gonna
know.
be honest, but most men and most women, they don't know how to submit. And let me be fair. I'm gonna be honest.
Submission. Talk about it.
I have bared my soul to a few women that they in prominent positions now, and I'm happy, but that shit has backfired. But I gotta live in my truth. I've told them, yo, listen, I'm working for $15 an hour, no benefits. Yo, I've worked this for that, but this what I'm doing. This what I'm bringing to the table. And they don't know how to deal with it. And I don't even judge them in a bad manner. I've had to learn that they've been through so much trauma from our culture that now you seeing a man be submissive and bare his soul. Like, yo, listen, I could sit here and tell you all of the fly stories, but no, I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you the truth. Yo, man, I work $15 an hour, no benefits, doing construction. I worked at a sink factory over here, but this is my plan. So now, when you see a man be submissive and then everything he tell you come true,
Yeah.
that's not easy for a woman to deal with when they never seen it before.
That's true.
When they never seen it before, they don't know how to deal with it.
You're
So
right.
now we gotta hide. Oh, this is my money. Oh, why you not doing this? Why you not doing that? You know what I
Stilettos,
mean?
we're gonna have to
That's a
get you
fact.
on here because you seem like a female that got some perspectives. You indeed. I see what's going on. I love this though, fellas. I really enjoyed this. I think that when we have these honest conversations, uncomfortable truths. The truth is uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's the real.
You
No, but
know,
it
it's
ain't. Yeah, but
uncomfortable.
it's
Absolutely.
therapy. No, it's the. I can't
Hey,
speak for nobody else. For me, it's therapy. It's therapy. Yeah, it's
and
therapy.
I'm definitely not afraid to kick what's real, man. What's on
Yeah,
my
it's
mind,
therapy.
and because I done been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in a good place now, but
You're
in
in a
the
great
past,
place. Yeah.
I'm in a great place right now. Definitely 360 degrees, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I believe, and I'm gonna just say this too to both of you men because I really feel when it comes to the age factor, I love what you just said, Ro, because I've watched Ro's evolution. I've known him for a long time, and this is the first time, like he said, he wanted to come on and even talk too. And I love the fact that you can still honor a woman. Both of y'all can make money, like and the same thing what you said. So like, whether the money is split in percentages and who makes what, there should be about unison when you get with someone. Period.
That's a
If
fact.
that's
That's a
not
fact.
the
Absolutely.
movement, then it's not going to work
That's a
because
fact.
protection from a spiritual level, when it comes to once we now got everything in assessed, then it's about how we appropriate and how we move in that role. You know what I mean? So I feel as though if again,
Yep.
it works differently with others, but it can work as long as that communication is upfront. And what I heard tonight is that we got to do more. We got to come
Yeah.
together more.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got
And
to
the truth.
speak more.
Yeah. And the truth is the peaceful place.
Yeah, it
The
is. It
truth is
is.
a
It
peaceful
is.
place. We all dealing with some type of trauma. All of us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if you're able to find somebody that you can speak to about it, like I said, all this other stuff it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the easy part. Yeah, that's the easy part. Everybody holding on to the trauma. Friends with friends, men with women, all of it. You know what I mean? Family with family. Yes.
Yeah. This was awesome. Anybody else want to join this?
I wanna,
Oh, this she is. She in the building.
yeah,
No,
I
no,
wanna,
it's another female.
no, no,
Let's
because you
talk.
see how she says she can't relate to the EBT?
Yeah, stilettos run the city. Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I wanna thank her because her honesty
Yeah.
is something that we gotta start dealing with. Because listen, I'm not judging her or nobody. She's probably like a beautiful. I see you, Queen. Like she said, she can't relate to the EBT, right?
Yeah.
But listen, and this is on my parents' soul. And Camilla, you already know.
Yeah.
Sean is my realtor. I could have sold my 3 family and knew it 5 days ago and walked away with 200,000. And me and Sean got a flip going on in South Jersey that I'm probably gonna walk away with 70. So that's an
Yeah.
easy $250,000 plus, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a $250,000 plus from the EBT card. So you see her saying she can't relate. Now, don't get me
Okay.
wrong. The $250,000 is not a lot of money, but the $250,000 with me, the guy that had the EBT card a few years ago, oh nah, we gonna turn that. We gonna turn that into a comfortable life. Cause I'm not going to buy a gold chain. I'm not going to throw money up in the air. I got other things going on,
Right.
and you know what I mean? Like I'm constantly remaining teachable.
I
But
know
you
that's
see,
right.
my queen says she can't relate to the EBT card. See, and me and her.
But there's
I
a
mean,
there's a reason why she probably can't relate to that though.
Oh,
I want to listen
Because
because I want to learn. I want to
there's
okay,
learn.
go
probably a
ahead, D.
reason
You
why
got
she
the
can't
mic.
relate to that. The reason why she probably can't relate to that, and I don't know her, so I can't speak for her, but I can speak for me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, when all you've done is grind, and all you've done is take care of yourself, and all you've done is take care of your family, and you the one that's always putting out and doing things and kind of keeping it on the up and up, it becomes really hard to accept anything less than that. And sometimes what ends up happening is that we as women who are and I came in a little late on the conversation, right? So I
It's
don't really
okay.
know everything.
Yeah.
But just off of what I'm hearing before, like I can appreciate somebody who may not have it at the moment, but is at least trying to do something, as opposed to somebody who's just sitting back and letting me do everything and not even really considering the fact
Yeah.
that, yo, I'm holding the both of us down. When is you gonna come up and do something? And it don't even really have to be nothing too extravagant. It don't have to be nothing extra. But fam, let me know that you appreciate what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm
That's
I
right.
saying?
love you. I love. Listen,
Let
listen,
me
listen.
know,
I
you
love and
know,
appreciate everything you say. But go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening.
because
I'm
at the end
listening.
of the day, and this is not a blanket statement, dudes right now are looking for the females that got it so they could sit back and not do nothing.
And that's the flip side of the conversation where I want
See,
everybody to
I
speak to.
see. That's the
You have the
trauma.
men. Hold on, you have men talking
That
about, like I said, a lot of men repeat Kevin Samuels, and they need that. You know why? Because they needed a counterbalance. This counterbalance needed because a lot of us, we've had a lot of issues buried in tissues, in our cellular tissues, to talk about
yes,
this. Now you just said something, Dean, and I want to know if you're speaking from a relationship, because when we generically say, you know, a lot of women, many women are speaking from their conversations with their other friends, right? In social settings, and men too. So what I want to ask you is, when you say that, you know, as someone who's in a relationship and not married,
Not
right?
anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, wow. Okay. So what is your thoughts on, you know, where you are now as a woman who also makes a good amount of money? I don't want to put your salary out there unless
Right.
you do, you know,
Like
so.
like I'm not out here on some, you know, Chanel bag money type shit. I'm a homeowner, you know, I'm a modest person making enough to make sure I can take care of me and my family however I need to, right? And at the end of the day, for me, where I am right now, just recently coming out of a relationship where all I ask is that you show me that you appreciate me, show me that you thinking about me, because it don't take nothing to throw a little picnic together in the friggin' living room if you ain't got it for us to go out. It can't just be all the time we sitting in front of the TV
It's
see,
serious
eating the dinner
tonight.
that I cooked,
It's serious tonight.
okay?
So
See,
You can't
now,
even do the simplest
response
thing
are
as
now,
to go
Queen,
to
now,
come show up when you show up with a $5 bouquet of
now,
flowers from freaking Trader Joe's just to show
now,
me you
Queen,
even thinking about me, fam.
now, Queen. I really want to turn my phone around and show you the alkaline water I got from Trader Joe's in my truck. But let me tell you something. This is the problem that we all have. And I'm going to be honest. It's for us and it's for our women too. We just not crossing paths. My biggest thing, we not crossing paths with the people that we need to cross paths with.
You probably absolutely right.
It's just as simple as that. And that's
yeah,
something that I've been trying to figure out for years because I'm going to be honest. I know a lot of highly successful women, right? They got good jobs, they make good money. But I always ask them, yo, we live in New York. Why y'all don't be over here? Why y'all don't be over here? And it's not like no crazy
yeah,
places, but a lot of us are in love with familiarity. So we're not going to go outside of our comfort spaces. And then sometimes when we in our comfort spaces, we don't get to really dialogue with the people we need to dialogue. Like I said, I'm probably from the same type of environment you from. But me and you might not never cross paths and talk
Right.
because look, the things you talking about, I've been cooking all my life. Like I cook.
a
I
man
bake
that
cook.
cooks. Okay,
Like
let's talk
yeah,
about
like I
let's
cook
talk about the qualities.
I've cooked Thanksgiving dinner. Like my mother taught me how to cook from an early age. Like I cook. So you see the things you talking about, that's second nature to me. Those are things that I like to do that is peaceful for me. Like, but again, it's something within our culture where we don't cross paths and we don't have the right conversations with one another and give each other time to think. Because like I said, sometimes thinking with your eyes, it goes wrong. You
Right.
know what I mean?
No,
Because I know for me,
yeah,
sometimes I come out most days and I can see how people looking and I have conversations with people and they be like, I would have never thought that. I say, yeah, I know because you're thinking with your eyes. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So a lot of us, we got a lot of misconceptions, but
yeah, of each other.
it's a lot of us. We amazing. We great people. We got things going on. We just need to take a little bit of time to get to know one another and not get so fully invested where we got all these expectations that lead to anger. We need to take our time. You know what I mean?
All right,
Like even me.
I want to say this so we can continue, right? I just want
Yeah.
to update. I see a lot of people folding in the chat. You know, I see a lot of comments moving in the chat. We're talking about the 50-50 rule, whether or not, ladies, if you believe your partner or your man, who is your husband or your man, should he pay all of the bills or the main bills if he is the provider and protector. We're also asking ladies how you feel about that. And we're having that conversation of the 50-50, the 180, whatever, the 100-0, whatever. Now, what I want you guys to respond to as well is a question was posed, and I love this. It was by Cuts. He said, the question is, how long can you be with someone in the process of them reaching their goal? And I feel like everybody on here is talking from relationships where they've been through some things. So they're now is coming with some value shift that's different than their past.
That's
So let's talk about this.
cuts. Now that's
Now, wait, hold on. Let's give the floor
that's the
let's give the floor
million
let's
dollar
give the floor to
question.
Denise. Hold on, sorry. Let's give the
Yeah.
floor to
Okay.
Denise. We're gonna do
Okay.
like a little 3 minute each person, all right? So nobody don't over talk
All
each other,
right.
all right? Okay.
So here's the thing. I don't believe in man taking care of everything for me.
Okay.
Absolutely not. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Personal experience, not me actually personally, but seeing it shows me that a man who takes care of everything for you feels like he can control you. Not
That's a
happening.
fact. That's a fact.
Facts. I
That's a
believe that
fact.
too.
Therefore, I'm always going to contribute. Do I want to be the
That's a
one
fact.
contributing more than you? No.
Right,
You have to go 50-50.
right.
I'm good
That's a
on
fact.
if I'm good on
That's a
50-50, but if
fact.
you want to do a little bit more, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I will never accept a man doing everything for me and providing everything for me and me just sitting back and kicking and just,
Respect.
filling my bank account while he was doing everything, because then he has control.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not with me. Might work
And
for other women, not Denise.
And a man is never, and a man, this is what I gotta say, Queen, a man, he's never gonna wanna do that. And again, this is the thing that we gotta figure out, because I don't have it figured out
Yeah.
neither. Because I'm not never with no control. And it's a bunch of things I can sit here and tell you, but not sounding crazy,
Yeah.
it's two of my exes on this live. They know I bring information to them that they could run with on their own. I don't hold nothing back from none of them.
Yeah.
And we not even together no more. So again, you got to come across a man that's going to put you in power. Like I could tell you some stories right now about somebody that I encourage to be in power with a family member who's a multi-millionaire basketball player that I'm not even with them no more, but I'm happy that she's in her position of power. And again, I'm not a perfect man. I'm flawed. I got traumas that I need to deal with. But again, when it comes to that, no, it's a difference of, I don't play that's the least of my worries. That's the least of my worries of controlling a woman and all of that. I wanna be teachable. I wanna draw strength. I wanna give strength, and I wanna figure things out. I wanna remain teachable. And that's something that we got to figure out within our culture, because we in competition or who's the smartest. Like, look, I've witnessed my parents, yo, just listen to what I say. I know what I know, but I understand they just didn't know everything. But we got to remain teachable. I tell my son that. I tell anybody I meet, you show me a know-it-all, I show you a fool. I show you a fool. You got to remain teachable.
Yeah.
That's all.
But
That's
to answer
it.
your question, you answer the question about how long you're supposed to stay with someone who's trying to get it together. I believe in putting timelines on situations. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be out here trying forever, fam.
That's a
You just
fact.
can't.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a fact. That's a
And even
fact.
in my last relationship, when my now ex-boyfriend decided that he wanted to change jobs and do something different, that required the sacrifice of, we can't do everything we was doing before. We can't go everywhere we was going before. We can't spend the money the way we was spending before, right? But that's okay, because you're making less. That's all right. I will step up in this instance, and knowing what the cycle of that job change and the leveling up was going to do, I was willing to make that sacrifice because it was somebody that I saw as my
long-term
future.
partner.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even after it ended up that he didn't want to do that no more, he was like, this ain't working for me. I need to go back to making the money I was making before, because personally it's not where I want to be financially.
Yeah.
I still felt like I was still doing a whole lot more than him, because I found that when I start to step up, dudes fall back. Like, she got it. Baby, I got it because I'm working 2 jobs. I got it because I'm making sacrifices that you ain't even trying to make. So right now, at this stage in my life, going into any relationship with anybody is going to be difficult. Not because I'm trying to make it difficult, but because my level of what I will accept and will not accept is completely
You're not
different.
with no more trauma. You ain't with no more trauma.
Deal with your shit, fam.
Yeah.
Come into the
with no more
situation.
trauma.
Like, I believe in taking personal responsibility for, whatever your past is. We all need to heal from something.
Yeah.
And everybody don't need to come into a relationship or a situation with a Toomey bag, a Toomey store full of issues, because everybody ain't trying to unpack that shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Too much heavy baggage.
Take care of what you got to take care of. All those childhood things that you were dealing with, take care of all of that before you try to be in something with somebody else who has made a very real effort at being better. So that the person that they're going to meet is not getting their baggage, is not getting their problems and their issues.
I want to just read what somebody just wrote. So Saletto City just said, I know a guy who it took him 13 years, and he finally made his financial dreams come true. It can take years for an entrepreneur to make it. I do think, that's why the beginning conversations is important, because as you can see, you heard 3 different things today. You heard whether it was the man who needed the potential time. You heard from Ro earlier where he said he already did that. He came as the lead in the beginning in the past, in previous relationships before he found his wife, who was able not only to match him, but also agree that both of them didn't want to do no split that was going to be uneven. They wanted to do 50-50. And then now you got D. Marie saying, you know what? I'm also in a position where now I'm realizing that I have to put boundaries in my now, because I do feel like it depends on a woman's now and what she wants to. Some men at maybe over 40 in their 30s or over 35, they may not want no more children if they had children already. They may want children, right? Or they may want somebody long term. Just like a person who may say, listen, in this time of my life, I may be about to do my 20 years at my job. So I'm looking for a partner to travel with, to be with, to do things with. So they may want a partner too that's also coming with some of those qualifications. So people are finding people that don't even have half of the qualifications, and then you're asking for them to be more of what they're not. So I do think that this is very healthy. This is very healthy. I love this.
Yes, Camilla. Listen, I'm going to be honest. You know what you just said? You summed up all this shit we was talking about tonight. People got to find what they need to find, and that's a scary thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You gotta find, what you're gonna find. Like me, I'll be honest, not putting negative energy in the vibe in the air, but I feel like I might not never the days I got left, I feel like I'm not gonna never find nobody that's gonna understand me, because like I'm just trying to live in my truth. I don't got nothing to be bullshitting about. But
Well, no. We're gonna say this.
Go ahead.
We're gonna say this. No. See, that's what I hear from a lot of men when they want to love right now, but they too don't want to open their hearts for love because they've been so heartbroken by women they feel
I'm open.
they love.
I'm open. I'm open.
So here's what I'm saying. If you're open, remember, everything that we put out into the universe comes back. It's about how we manifest in the mental thinking that we have. So for instance, if you're saying my now right now, your now is good, meaning you have the factors that a woman wants. However, tonight when you're speaking, you're saying, well, there's some factors involved where I don't want a woman to also get caught up in my thing now, because I worked for that and I still want her to love me from a pace. Because of my job currently is at a pace. It's not something that is consistent. Right?
No. It's not even so much that. It's just that I've recently experienced meeting a woman and being my true self as a man. And if I was to tell you what happened, you probably would think I'm lying, because I had to stop dealing with her, and that was a test for me, because I would have never thought she would have felt like that, but she's never interacted with a man that's having some type of concern and thought and really listening. And I'm like, and she's not no airhead, very beautiful, educated, well-to-do. And I'm like, yo, I'm listening to what you're doing and I'm responding to what you're telling me. So that shit was a shock to me. Like, damn, maybe I should have not been paying attention or gave a fuck about what she was talking about, because that shit backfired. And I had to curve her. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm like,
but that's like, one situation.
That's one situation, yeah.
That is one situation. That's not, unless that has been a pattern of what you've been dealing with females. That shouldn't be the one. That one situation shouldn't make a determination on what you will and will not do in the future. Yeah. Because you're selling yourself short by doing that. You're cutting off your own. You're cutting off your.
Nah, I'm not cutting myself. I'm not cutting myself short. I feel like.
One of the questions that Stiletto and the Seeker said is that, have you ever had any of the women that you told about the real estate dream? Have you had any of them? Have you ever proposed to them that in the process of you doing that, they will have a stake in that as the provider that you want it to be?
Or listen, listen. All of them, matter of fact, all of them have been involved in it, and someone who I'm not with.
Oh, I have the gel.
She has 2 properties. Her family got properties. It's residual effects of my information. Yeah, I'm not. I don't hoard the information.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hoard the information. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hoard the information. Like, My ex, she got 2 properties. Her sister got a property, and I don't know how far I go. I give everything. I'm transparent. I don't.
Right, right.
I'm not that guy. Yeah, I'm not that guy. I share everything. I share everything on my social media for strangers. There's people
Okay.
from listen. It's some of my young dudes, which is gonna come out later. They closing on properties now because of me, and not no financial gain. That they doing what they doing. I'm transparent.
So are you looking for a wife to settle down with in your now? Just a question
It
for me. Yeah.
it would have. She would have to be amazing. She would have to be amazing.
But are you looking for her now?
I'm not looking. Whatever
Okay,
come,
you're
it's gonna
not
have to
looking right
come.
now.
Yeah, I ain't
Okay.
looking.
See, I want you guys to understand that, ladies. You see, even when a man speaks their truth, you have to also ask them, where are you right now? Do you want to enter a relationship or you don't? Because some men, I believe that if you still in the process of healing and you still want to work through certain things, you're not ready. Some men, you got to show up ready for some women too. Because that's what, see, I agree with some of the things Kevin Samuel says because I agree. But I also disagree with we have to put a bunch of limits on women. And then when women match the standards of what men are looking for in the competitive world when it comes to bringing in the income, it's be quiet and be submissive. So I love this because you're saying that, listen, at this point, communication got to be even better. But more importantly, if I'm not there and she's not there or she doesn't want to be with me while I move, then, we should just take our time. I believe that. I think we should. We should.
Yeah, I swear to God, I wish this stiletto runs the city would come on and give us some of this therapy because she's talking spicy on these
Oh, she
comments.
really?
Yeah,
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 I
she
want
said
to.
the
Yeah,
common denominator is you,
yeah,
Todd.
yeah. She said, yeah, and I want to hear.
I think
I
she's
want
in
to.
real estate because she be talking that talk
Yeah,
though.
I,
She
I
just
want
sounds
to.
like a realtor.
Yeah, but I wanna hear what she's saying because trust me, this is therapy for me. I don't got it all figured out. Trust me. My people that's on here right now, they know I love therapy. I talk about everything. I don't
Someone
got it
else
all
said,
figured out.
but every woman will not think like that. That was just a lesson to prepare for you for the next one. I do believe that as well. I think we all get lessons learned from experiences, good and bad. And it's important that we are able to be accountable to ourselves for what we accept and what we want to let go. And we
Most
also have to
definitely.
be accountable. And for me, I just feel like what has worked for me in terms of the sustainability of wanting to be in a relationship with someone, whether married or not, is we're going to have to communicate some things. We're going to have to see what things are expiring, retiring, and what things need to keep going. Because unfortunately, the fuel that is needed in every relationship is the knowing. The knowing
Yeah,
if you are loved and appreciated, right? The support, the display of actions. Many people, depending on what cloth you cut from, actions do speak louder than words, and
It
the
screams.
loving and the how you give it for some women too, like the D factor ain't it no more. It's like, all right. Especially it depends who you are and what you're giving. If you're giving 3 minutes in bed and you ain't giving something spectacular,
Whoa, you went there.
I'm just saying. Because we got to talk the truth.
Wow.
Just like
But
women. Just like
but
what women say, right? When because remember what, like as Todd said, he said, you have some other groups of women, right? They have a different appreciation, but that's not all groups of women because it depends. We got to put women in categories specifically. What kind of women are we talking about? Women that are working, women that are go-getters, women that are independent too, or
yeah.
are these women who are not bringing anything education to the table, but they know that the pleasing and the doing and the submission wholeheartedly to a man ultimately gives them what? The roof over their head too. You got women like that too. They just don't
That's a
speak
fact.
on it on the surface level.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a
Because there's
fact.
women that can cook and clean, but
That's a
they ain't
fact.
gonna work nowhere.
That's a fact.
And
That's a
then you
Mm.
got
fact.
some women that can do all three, and then you got some women that's working, and they tell you, "No, I
That's
want
a
to eat
fact.
out every night." But what if your man don't eat for week, child? What if
That's a
your
fact.
man prefer to cook?
That's
There's
a
women.
Well,
fact.
to
Somebody said
sum that up,
controversially.
And you know what's funny? I'll be honest, Camilla. You know what's so
Yeah,
real, and I appreciate y'all. Like this is a
yeah,
teachable moment for all of us.
yeah.
I've had a female tell me, "Yo, Todd, I don't want to hear that shit you talking about. All I want to do is smoke hookah, get some good drinks, and get fucked good."
Oh, okay.
Straight up. And I
This is
mean,
deep.
she's not no fucking. She has a good job. She got the good place to live. She's not no, you know what I mean? She ain't no airhead or nothing. But she told me, I said, yo, why you don't want to think about like doing like whatever business? Because I don't put the real
Yeah.
estate on people, whatever you may do. She say, yo, Todd, I just want to smoke hookah, some good drinks, and get fuck good. I'm straight. I ain't got
Was
time
it
for that shit.
was it a turn off for you? Because I feel like when women approach men at the
Nah,
same
it
level
wasn't
of
no turn off
okay,
because I mean, I got like I'm not a judgmental person, regardless of what motherfuckers may believe. I don't
right?
judge nobody. We all listen. It's no right or wrong with me. I don't care. Well, it's certain things that I'm not tolerating. You know, I don't want to get into that, but it's no right or wrong with me. You might want to not do business. You might want to work for somebody. Stephen A. He says he want to work for ESPN. I don't. It's no right or wrong with certain things like that. So I don't try to push my values or my beliefs on
No,
nobody.
but that's what the
I
ladies are saying. They're
yeah,
saying that
yeah. I just
if
put it
she
in the
just wanted
air.
a vibe, Todd, if she just wanted a vibe, but that's her prerogative, right? And she just wanted to
Yeah,
do
that's a
the
fact.
one
That's a
night
fact.
stand, or she said, "You came over tonight. I don't want to hear no complaining. I just want to get to what it is."
Yeah, but
Did
nah,
you
that ain't
did you give
even.
her what she
No,
asked
no,
for?
no, 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 no. That wasn't even our
Okay,
relationship. No, no. I've known her for some years. Like that ain't
okay,
no. That's not no
oh okay,
casual encounter. But
oh
that's when
okay,
I.
okay, okay.
That's
She
why
was
I'm
speaking
saying.
of her
Yeah, that's
person.
why I'm saying
Okay,
how deep it is because that's not even a casual encounter. I'm just
okay,
saying you gotta to me, I feel like you got to be able to learn people. Some people can mirror conversations, but you got to respect people's honesty. Like everything is not for everybody. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I tell people, when you start saying, okay, this is what you want, this is what you're looking for, it sound good, but are you ready to really encounter somebody that can respond to that? That's why I say most women might tell you, oh yeah, I want this, I want that. All right, now you bump into me, like I'm over here right now. I'm in Fort Lee. I got flip flops on, shorts, and a white t-shirt. You know what I mean? If I go
Yes.
somewhere and we start having a conversation at the ATM or whatever, and you start telling me what you want, are you ready to hear what I'm talking about? That's all I'm
Right.
saying. Like, and I'm not saying I got it all figured out neither. So that's like me trying to come to somebody and say, oh, I want a woman that this, that, and the third. I could meet a woman that could tell me, yo, listen, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. Are you prepared for that? And I'm going to have to either submit or be honest and say, man, you just taught me something I don't have a clue about. You're going to have to teach me, but this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at.
The comments is off the hook. You know, they say modern day, Denise, I want you to respond to this. Modern day women
Yo,
don't
this,
need a man for nothing. And also, Ro, I want you to respond because this is critical tonight. We
So
want
What is
we
she?
want more people to come in because we keeping this, bro. This is critical. They holding it down.
so
So
to respond to that, I will say this.
yeah,
Do modern day women need a man? No. There's a difference between needing one and wanting one. And if it's on a I want you type shit, and you come into the table and you talking about I'm gonna give you everything you asking for, make sure you give him everything I'm asking
yeah,
for because I don't
yeah,
need you, fam.
yeah.
so now,
Yeah,
so D, what
I
do you
love,
say to
This is a
somebody?
want.
yeah,
A gentleman said to
This is
you.
not
A
a I
gentleman
don't
said to
have
you,
another choice,
Denise.
so you it. What'd you say?
A gentleman said to you, Denise, he said earlier, you know, what you were saying, you sound bitter as if you speaking from a place of not wanting a man. Do you want a man? Because I know your
Okay.
situation, but this is the audience. This is the
yeah.
audience
Okay.
speaking.
Stilettos told me to pay the
First of
bills.
all,
That's it.
sir, whoever you are, I am not bitter. I and Camilla can vouch for this. I'm a very spirited person when I'm speaking, right? So,
Yeah.
you're gonna get the animation and you're gonna get if it sounds aggressive, that's not the case. I don't need I want one. There's a difference. And wanting someone and needing someone is two completely different things. When you need someone, that's a dependency. And dependency can sometimes become a weakness. Because it could be that if that person walks out on you, you about to end your life because you dependent on them. You're dependent on what they bring to the table. You're dependent on their affection. You're dependent on everything they give or don't give you. And that can shift your emotions and have you on a going like this with not and all kinds of ways because you don't even understand what's going on. And people use things like that to manipulate others. So wanting someone means that I want
Yeah.
you. I don't need you. So if you're not going to live up to the expectations based off of what you told me, because I can go off what you said you would do up to your
Yeah.
end, then I don't have to be here because I don't need you.
Y'all might gonna make me find my wife out here tonight. I think I see her right now going to the ATM, believe it or not. I can't wait for her to walk back over here. Cause I'm over here talking to y'all and she looking at me. Yeah.
Well, listen. I want to say
Hey,
this. I'm gonna let Ro, I'm gonna let you respond right now.
whoever that
All right.
stiletto is about paying the bills, let me shut up. Go ahead.
Oh, all right, so let me get in here.
Go ahead.
I want to just be clear and firm, right? Because I agree with some of the statements that Denise is saying. Again, we're having a conversation around whether or not we think the man, as provider and protector, he should be paying the main bills and to a majority of the bills. We have different perspectives tonight. I would definitely say I think the latter in terms of from a woman perspective and just what I enjoy. I want a man. I need a man. I love a divine man. I love a man that walks in his divine masculinity. I always desired certain dreams of mine. And if I met somebody who wanted to carry me to the long haul and I shared that and we build in together, then I expect that. You know, I live in a beautiful home. I let my husband does all the handiwork. And when I met him, he didn't look like he lifted a finger. But let me tell you, when he wanted to move with me, he said, listen,
Yeah. He learned a lot of that from me too. You know that.
Here you go.
You know that, right?
And, I would say potentially the same thing when he talked about his dreams, because I was the head in the beginning of the relationship for a number of years, and I watched that man grow in his potential, and the same thing, but he never disappointed. He stuck true to his word. He never fumbled the bag, and if he fumbled the bag, you better believe he doubled up. And that's why we're still here, because yes, the terms and conditions come with an expiration if they're not met, beloved, on both ends. The same thing. He let me know what kind of woman he want. He let me know, when he felt I wasn't maternal, when he felt that I wasn't ready to commit and be in a living situation with him at the time. We went years before we even committed to living together. And a lot of that comes with, because I too had trust issues. He too had trust issues. And I think a lot of us don't want to get real about that. I don't care how good looking you are. I don't care what it is. Sometimes when it comes to now, I'm living with you. Wait a minute, that's a whole different ball game. How we living, And that was one of the things when we bought a home. I said, listen, I need space, because I love independency from a man. I don't like holistic dependency. I don't think no woman does. And when we talk about the women back in the day till now, again, any woman that has a skill set, she should execute. Whether you're doing it at home, whether you're doing it part-time or full-time, you should. But if you talk about building, that's the purpose of togetherness. Let's build, beloved. Let's build. That means work. There's a role. There's work to be done.
See, Camilla. You are and I don't even like using that fucking corny ass expression about giving people their flowers. It's like Sean told me, everybody not prepared to meet their superheroes. You a superhero, right?
Thank you.
And I'm gonna tell you why, without getting into nothing. When I first started working construction, that shit is like back in 2010. I was dating somebody that been around the world twice with like a celebrity that I thought that the person was so strong. When I got my first construction check after, I'm telling her I'm coming out the streets, yo man, I want to start my business. You know what, man, you always spend this fucking money. I'm like, what?
Don't worry about it. Continue.
So I'm saying that to say sometimes we got to be able to be comfortable. Like Sean told me, we got to be able to be comfortable meeting our superheroes. You understand what I'm saying? As men and women, we got to be able to be comfortable, because that's where the strength lies at. We out here trying to pump fake and act like we ain't never had no bad days, and ain't nobody never been fucked up. Ain't nobody never had no money or no shit like that. Nah, that shit is bullshit. You know what I mean? It's a difference if you just somebody, like I tell everybody, I ain't sitting in the house smoking weed playing 2K all day. That shit ain't never been
Okay.
me. That's my expression. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go work. I'm not perfect. Shit just went up, down. Shit done went sideways. I done figured, let me do this again. It's going to work. I done had to suffer the consequences, physical, for a lot of shit in the streets, up and down. But I ain't just sitting around bullshitting. But people got to be prepared to be able to meet their superheroes at the end of the day. So you see, like, the talk you talking, that shit ain't really for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you might need a man that he might not be able to deal with your shit. Like, y'all able to survive and uplift and that's the and bear the fruits of y'all dedication of, you know, everything y'all been through. But that shit just ain't for everybody. Like, you know, like the girl said, she looking for somebody to pay 100% of the bills. That was the conversation. You talk about some whole other
Bro,
shit
I
right
want
now.
you to say your
You know what I
lasting
mean?
thoughts, and I want to bring in some other people as well. So come on, get in there.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm gonna end it like this before I gotta go to work in the morning.
I know.
But I believe in just basically couples just keeping everything, putting everything on a real perspective, putting everything on the table, just letting everybody know, well, not letting each other know, rather, what it is that we're trying to do on a financial standpoint, whether, you know, what we can pay, what you can pay for, what I can pay for, how we can come together to reach that common goal at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just all about just keeping it 100 and just keeping it real with one another. You know, and then if you can manage to do that with some bumps in the road, of course, and nothing's perfect, then you definitely conquer. You can
Absolutely.
definitely conquer in doing that. So that's just about it for me.
Yeah, I
I
appreciate you,
appreciate that.
King.
Thank you so much,
Yeah, I
Rose.
appreciate you.
You
And,
guys can still stay on. I'm gonna bring somebody else on. Anybody else want to challenge the conversation tonight?
All
yeah,
right now.
yeah, and to the queen, man. Don't let nobody tell you bitter. I understand totally where you coming from, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to tell you that a little bit earlier, though. You know what I mean?
Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, we gotta figure, and it's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
We all trying to figure out things. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
taught us none of this shit. None of it. I don't care how much things we've accomplished or figured out. Nobody taught us. Well, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm just trying to say, like, ain't nobody taught us none of this shit. We all figuring
If these
things
were
out. It's no
conversations
right or
that we
wrong.
had growing
Yeah,
up, we
yeah,
would
it's
have
no right or
so
wrong.
much
So
Yeah,
beauty in
yeah, it's
family
no
and
right. Yeah,
love,
it's no.
and it would
Black
it
Yes.
black
would be
love will last
magnificent.
much longer. Black love will
Yes.
last much
Yeah,
longer.
and a lot of
Yeah.
So
things,
right now,
and even outside of the black love, King, like just relationships, family, friendships,
Yeah.
a lot of things, bro. We just did not have nobody to teach us this shit. We had to navigate and figure this shit out
my bad.
ourselves. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's why the only thing I can tell people
Yeah.
is remain teachable for all of us. Like it ain't nobody know it all. Ain't nobody got none of this shit figured out. Ain't nobody taught us how this shit go.
Everyone's situation is different. Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't I think like I said, it's really you attract what it is you want. You got to ask yourself, right? Why is it that there are some women who seem to date the same, like different athletes will go after the same woman who's been with, or different celebrity, rappers or celebrities will go and date the same woman who has been with other men, right? That everyone in the industry knows. And these men have access to thousands of other women, millions of other women. Why would they choose this person who they know don't really have anything? They have to take care of them. They have to buy them the Birkins. They have to do all these other things because it's about what you attract and how that person makes you feel. So everyone's different. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Yeah,
See, that's the only thing I disagree with you about.
I have,
What?
you
Go
may
ahead.
say like women like that, but you couldn't even pull a woman like that. So it doesn't.
Mm.
Yeah, the only thing I disagree with you about that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what that comes down to. That's a different level of mental issues, self-esteem, and everything. Because again, not putting nobody business. I'm 48 years old. I've been with celebrity, famous women with no money. I've been with a bunch of these same girls that a lot of these guys been with, and it ain't been about nothing. That comes down to mentality. When I was younger, I used to think with a young mind, so they don't know what it is to get attention from a female just being regular. So
Mm.
a lot of men don't experience that, and not bragging or boasting, but I know what it is to get attention from female. I've been sleeping with older women since I was 15.
Nobody doesn't really care about that.
So
If they got
that's
money and they can get
yeah,
attention and they can get who they want, that's it. What they're dealing with.
but what you talking about? Even right now in modern times, these entertainers,
Hi.
they I'm gonna let the queen speak because I'm
All right,
about to
hold
go
on,
off into a
hold
whole
on.
other topic.
I know there's a lot of people jumping in the lives. Listen, Instagram, I'm very controversial on IG, so I'm proud of them for keeping me. So when people add on here, we added a couple on here. I'm trying to get to everybody that's asking to be added. So I want to continue the discussion. Is there any closing statements before I introduce the next person, or do we want to just kind of continue the conversation?
Yeah, let them go. Let them go, Camilla. Let them get their
All
input.
right, greetings, couple. How are we?
Hi.
Hey,
Yes, we want to hear the perspectives tonight. Yes.
We ain't paying no mortgages, period. All right? Women, when you're equally yoked with a man, you should not have to pay. When you are in a relationship and someone is courting you, we cannot allow men to, let's go Dutch. Nah, we're not doing that. Men are supposed to be providers. Men are supposed to be able to take care of their home. They want a submissive wife. They want to be the leader, right? They want us to follow. They want to be home in peace. So they should be providing a peaceful home for us. They should be taking care of the home, the kids. Now, when it comes to everything else, then I'm not saying that I don't pay the utilities, but I'm not paying a mortgage. I'm not paying a car note. I think that when you're married, that your husband or your spouse should take care of things. But you can't do that with any and everyone. Someone that you're courting, if you guys are moving in together and you see that, oh, this girl or guy is we have common goals, that's different. Like, yes, okay, we're gonna move in together. Are we gonna split 50-50? And then it boils down to who makes more money. So how can you say who can pay what? Most, like in a lot of relationships, women make more. And we can't keep on giving these guys the opportunity to be one up on us because they can't pay. So why are we allowing that and enabling them to not pay to
The
take care
enabling
home?
factor, may I hear from your husband as well?
Oh,
oh, right. So,
Greetings.
hi, how you doing? I've had
Peace,
this
King.
discussion before. What's up, God?
Peace.
Now, and I know you gonna agree with me on this, my brother. Well, let me say it first, and then I'll see if you agree with me.
Okay.
I believe as men, if you can, then you should.
Yes, 100.
Right, right or wrong.
That's right.
I believe as
Nah.
a man, if you can, then you should. Now, if I'm out there and I got big money and I can handle everything, like I know dudes, one of my best friends, he's been handling everything since the beginning of his relationship. His wife has never worked. She probably worked a few times, but for the most part, he's been handling everything, the kids, all the bills, because he can. And I think, like I said, I'm going to say it again, as a man, if we can, we will. If we can't,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I don't want dudes to be out there. Sometimes I want dudes to know that as a man, if we can, we should. So I don't want dudes to make excuses and say, with this Dutch, we supposed to be splitting the bills. Why are you saying that? Because you can't?
See, this is now.
Let's go
again,
deep, guys. Let's go deep.
Now, this is where I gotta reiterate what I've been saying all night, and I've been saying it for a reason.
All right, cool.
It's no right or wrong, right? Because it all depends on your mentality and your perspective. And I'm gonna say this, right? Respectfully.
Yeah.
Like me, I want for my brothers what I want for myself.
Yeah.
So I definitely want for any woman I'm with, I want for her what I want for myself. So I want her to experience, if I own property, you own property. If I'm doing stock options, you doing stock options. I'm not gonna hide my greatness from her because I want her to be great. So my perspective that I'm speaking from, I understand what y'all saying, but I'm coming from a little bit of different avenue. So if I'm talking about I got $500,000 equity, I want my woman to have $1 million equity. So when we start talking about paying for things, that's a mute point. Like I want my woman to be able to say, Yo, Todd, man, I got this trip to Maldives. It's on me this time.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Yo, Todd, what? Yo, Todd, what? Yo, man, I just flipped the crib.
Look at the wife and the.
I just flipped the crib and made $150. What you need? A new car? I got you. Like that's where I'm at with it.
Please.
That's where I'm at with it. Like
Yeah, so but that's still opposite.
Yeah, that's where I'm
That's
at
still
with
opposite
it.
to
Like,
what he's saying.
yeah.
Because he's saying if you can.
No, I
He's saying if
understand that,
you
Queen.
can,
I'm
then-
not. Listen, everything he said is totally right, but I'm just giving you my perspective. And listen, everything that I'm saying is not for everybody. I've experienced, like my ex-girl. I want to be a sanitation worker at top pay. She don't want to do what I'm doing. She want to do it now, but she's like, yo, Todd, I don't want to do that. 5 years ago, she's like, yo, Todd, I don't want to do that. Now she's trying to convince her sister, her brother, and everybody who can listen, yo, we need to do this real estate. Because I don't want to be trafficking 2.5 hours and 2.5 hours back to get the house I need to live in. I thought this 100,000 was going to be something.
Let me pause you because the wife says she wants to respond, say something. Go ahead. Come on.
Black men or men in general, I've only dealt with black men, so that's what I can speak on, will secure their financial future by using black women that are up. And that's a problem in our community. Women, we fall in love deep, and then we be like, it's well, but he doesn't make a lot, so I'll do this. It's okay. No, so if, like you said, sir, if I am motivated, then you should be motivated too. Yes. So let's go back to school. Let's get into this mentoring program, or let's get into this fellowship program for this master's degree, so we can make some more money.
Can I cut you for just 6 seconds? The one thing that I notice that women always say, and I tell men this all the time, in my coaching with younger men, especially black men, I say, if you tell a woman your dreams, if a woman that is persistent and wants to build in with you with that dream, she is going to hold you accountable. She wants to know the updates. Week to week. Are you in school? How's it going? We got to talk this track. Continue, sister.
No, it's just that I feel like sometimes women get caught out there thinking they have the guy, the one, and then they end up financially strapped like that. For choices, like they do car notes and cars in their names that they really can't afford, and it's just sometimes they make bad choices because they think that they're in love and they're with the right person. That's why you can't do everything with everyone. Like, I understand.
I respect y'all. I love y'all right now.
You can't. We as a black community don't stick together, but you can't put everybody on because everybody is not ready. Right? You can't.
I agree.
Yo, hey, look. Listen. Let me thank all of y'all, because I'm telling y'all, this is therapeutic. I don't know how I may be coming across tonight, but let me keep reiterating. I appreciate y'all honesty, because like I said, it's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
Because you see what the queen just said, your wife, King?
Yeah.
I respect it. Like, some people start coming left field, but I'm gonna tell you why. That helps me, right? Because I've been in relationships where everybody, I'm from the Bronx. I'm not from Jersey. Everybody asks me, how you got out here? I say, man, I met a Jewish guy. He was my mentor. He put me in position to do what I'm doing. No woman, never mind black, white, brown, or yellow. He put me in position, and even me understanding that, when my conversations with other people, I've learned that, like the queen just said, a lot of our women are used to what she's saying. They have that perspective. So they like, damn, Todd, you did this, and you ain't got no girl. I just watched you come from this, and you running around doing this on your own. Yeah, because all of my struggles that I speak about is because I'm not laying on no fucking women. Camilla could tell you all of my struggles of not having no place to live. No, I could have a bunch of babies. I could, all of them struggles could be erased because I could just go lay on a woman or stay in her crib. Nah, Or
Wait,
I've never done that.
you don't
I've
have
never done that.
you
I
don't
don't
have
got no bunch of baby mothers. I was married at 20. I planned my son.
Nice.
Like
Oh,
I
Yeah.
planned my kids at 20 years old.
I
Love it.
I
always
was
say that. I
like,
always say
yeah,
when,
I like,
especially when a black
yeah,
man is ready, he lets
Yeah.
the woman know he wants a child.
I planned
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Our marriage didn't work, but I
Okay.
gave up the streets at 20 years old.
Yeah.
I was living on a concourse with a doorman, working as a postal worker. Like, so my conversation is different. So I can't really relate to me taking advantage of a woman, because if I was doing that, I wouldn't have no struggles. I wouldn't be telling you, oh
Gotcha.
yeah, I had to work a non-union job for $15. I had to work at a sink factory for $3.50. That's not my perspective. So that's why I say my conversations is a little bit different, but I'm not that guy. Because
Got-
if
right.
you didn't know me,
I
if I was the guy that most women talk about, I wouldn't have the stories of no place to live. Oh, I had to do this. I decided I wasn't gonna hustle no more. I gave up my spot. All that, I wouldn't have them stories. So I can't. My demeanor and my perspective is different for the people. I try to reach the people that understand we all not the same. So like when we talking about bills and things like that, that's the most minute, because I'm telling you,
Nico,
just like all of us. Go ahead.
Okay. Let them respond. Okay,
Go ahead.
cool.
Well, I wanted to say
And then I'm gonna
something.
pass it to Stiletto. I'm gonna give you the mic, Stiletto, after them. Okay. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
I just saw the topic that was pinned. I didn't even know what the topic was. So the topic
Yeah.
is: do you feel your male partner should pay 100% of the money? Yo, Nico, I didn't even know.
Okay, I want to just give some context to that. The conversation is around, okay, you have women and men speaking on what they want in value. But I put up a clip on my story today that said a woman was saying that the value ship that she brings to a man is making that house a home. So she feels at the bare minimum, the man is in charge of the main bill, which is the mortgage if you have a home, and the rent, as well as the main bills if you have a rental property.
Yes.
So again, the value ship also determines what a woman wants. Again, some women may want to do something temporary and rent, but then when it comes to ownership and having children and so on and so forth, the terms and conditions are different. So yes, I want you to speak to that.
Yes. Okay. So my answer is yes.
That's right.
The man. Well, I'm married, and I'm speaking from I've been married a long time. Like you said, my brother, we've been married long. We've been married.
I love it though. You guys are literally in bed giving out
So paying the mortgage and like
That's my best friend right there, by the way.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Yes, the man should pay the mortgage at least. Nico, you disagree with that?
No, see, my situation is not your situation. Because listen, I'm gonna be honest, King. My wife, if I'm married, I'm talking about married.
Married, yes.
For me to be married, I'm gonna have to be with a woman that she don't have to love it, but she's gonna have to own some things. She's gonna have to own some things. You know what I mean?
But when you're married, what you own is what she owns. So what you're saying does not answer the question.
She's gonna have to own.
But it's true. When you're married,
she's gonna have to own. No, I'm not talking about just because of marriage, Queen. My level of empowerment is something different from you, Queen. I can feel your energy, but your level of
empowerment is not different from me. I'm saying
no, it is. It is because you keep talking about owning what I own.
Not about ownership. The question was about the mortgage, not about ownership. So if you know about ownership and knowing about mortgage, she does have ownership. It's about who's paying the mortgage for that ownership.
No, Queen, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. For me, right? With the woman that I choose to marry, the same way I was empowered and the way I feel about owning what I own now, I want her to have the same thing. It don't have to line up with what you're talking about, but I want her to feel what I feel. I want her to have that same energy in the house. I want her to know I own this. Like, this is empowerment. on her own.
But
I
you're
want her to
wrong
know
because you just
that's
said
that.
I own. If you're married, it's we own. So
Right.
that's the
Queen,
whole point. You're not answering
Queen.
the
I'm not
question.
Queen. No. Listen, all right. I'm gonna get off of what you're talking about
You
right now.
no, I'm serious
But
because you're saying
no,
that. But
Queen.
what
No,
if
you're
you
not
get
serious.
divorced?
You're not
If
Queen.
you're
You're not
getting
serious.
divorced, let me tell you
See, now you're
something.
talking
Hold
about
on,
now.
let me tell you
Go
something
ahead.
because
I'm gonna let you
let me
speak.
tell you something because like in New York, right? Ownership is partitionable. So even if I own 1% of that property, only 1%, and I don't pay $0 in it, when it comes time for that ownership of that property to change positions, I'm getting just as much of whatever my ownership is of that property. So it's not
Queen,
you own, we own. When
you
you're
speak
married and you
you
buy a
speaking
property
about
together,
failure.
you know
Queen,
real
you
estate.
speaking about
When
failure.
you're
Queen, you
married
speaking about
and you buy
failure.
real estate,
I'm not Queen, you speaking about
no,
failure.
because
I'm
the
not speaking
question
about
is,
failure.
do you pay
I'm
the
not speaking about
mortgage,
failure.
not about
Yeah.
ownership?
Yeah, but that's I'm answering the king's question. I'm answering the king's question.
The question
Yeah,
was mortgage, not
Yeah.
ownership.
Yeah, but I can't have them. I can't answer that like that because that's not me.
That's not your
That's not my
situation.
perspective. That's not
right.
my
That's
situation.
right, right, right.
That's not my energy. That's my thought. That's not my thought of none of that. If I can't be with a woman that I'm empowering, that she could have her own, and if we do get divorced, she can leave with what's hers.
We want to stay on topic, but
Yeah.
also we don't want to be offending anyone because at the end of the day, we're learning tonight. A lot of
Yeah.
us,
I'm not
whether you have
offending.
been
I'm just
hold on,
educating.
whether you have been married for a long time and or you want to get into something, the goal is to give the audience some educational gems because you know what? A lot of us have been under assumptions and things that we have gotten from our elders that only operated from their experiences too. So if you want to be a game changer, if
Man.
you want to do something
And I'm
different,
curious to know, has she
let's
ever been
keep it
married?
respectful.
Has
Yes.
she ever been married? Yeah.
Well, let's act nicely.
Like
Come
I'm
on.
I'm not. He's being offended, and I'm
I'm
just
not
calling
Queen.
out
Trust
something
me,
as
I'm not
facts.
offended.
That's it. I'm
Nah,
not
he's.
okay.
I don't think.
Trust
So
me. Queen,
I
I'm
don't
not
think.
offended. I'm not offended, Queen. I'm
And
asking,
so
have you ever been married? And I'm telling you that as a man, the
yeah,
same way I want for my brothers, how could I not want
yeah.
for the woman who chooses to be my wife and in my house that could even potentially bear me kids? So what you
But
talking
So
about
let's
is
answer
law.
this because
You talking about
let's
law
answer this,
and all of this
everybody.
other things. No,
So everybody, let's answer this, and I'm going to choose who starts first. The
I've been married.
commentary is going off tonight, right? People are asking, but this is the main conversation right now with what has transpired. It's like, is black men scared of marriage because of what just transpired? Meaning,
Wow.
because the unveiling of the truth sometimes may offset or turn off someone from wanting to go further than that point of reference once they learn what it is they're getting into. So I don't know who wants to start, but I think that's the basics to what Utah is saying and what Stilettos is saying, right? If
right.
you starting at the base of that, so who wants to go first? Let's end this off on
I let
high
her have the
energy. Let's
stage.
talk.
I let her have the stage.
can
Okay.
I?
Go ahead.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
relationships, women and or men don't ask the hard questions up front, so then it becomes convoluted later on. So I think that these conversations should be initiated and the hard questions should be asked. Like, if I get pregnant, are you willing to take care of me and your child financially? So, Nico, I wanted to know, like, because you talk about empowering your partner. Do you guys, like, when you're dating or talking to a woman, like, do you have different conversations with her to find out where she's at financially, or are you checking her credit? Because or do you
No, I'm, I'm. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
what are some of the things that you do to ensure that the female that you're talking to even wants a house? Because some
Yeah,
people don't
Yeah.
that's a good
even
point.
own.
That.
Right? So what do you
See. What you're talking about is what I'm talking about. Reality.
know?
Everything I'm saying is not a blanket. It's
Oh,
not a blanket statement because again, you gotta get to know people. Like, I just brushed off a situation recently, right? Because of the conversation and the information I found out about the female, and it wasn't nothing bad, but it just don't line up to where I'm at. And I said, this is not going to be good. I could see a lot of problems. I'm not going to just think with my eyes and go with that. And it's no problem. It's not like she's a bad person. She's like a spiritual person. She's saved, but she got some issues, and it's not nothing right or wrong. It just don't line up. So
Right.
again,
So can
I
I?
need to understand who I'm dealing with, because I'm not trying to push my thoughts or ideologies on nobody. I'm just trying to find out who you are. Like I said earlier, before y'all was on the conversation, I have friends that I know that they tell me all the time, and I'm not in no relationship, but they women. I don't got time for business, Todd. I just want to smoke hookah, get some good drinks, and pardon me, get fucked good. That's it. And they not dumb people, but they honest about where they at. But that's not something that I'm gonna intertwine with. That's not for me. Like,
Okay.
it's a space for me in my life like that. That's why I said the things we talking about right now, it's not no blanket statement. Like, look, y'all been married. I got
Yeah.
married when I was 20. I was married for 2 years. It didn't work out, but y'all married. So y'all perspective is a whole different
Yeah.
from what I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit here and
Yeah.
say,
No,
oh,
Right.
marriage is
we're
wrong or
married,
whatever the case may
so
be.
we
I'm
still
not
have
gonna say that.
like
Like,
we not married. Like we're Christians, we're married, but we drink, we have fun, we curse, we have kids.
real life. No,
Like
real
Mary
life.
and Joseph. Let them know. Because the real
Yeah,
thing is,
real life.
it's God sent Joseph so that Mary can have a little lamb.
Yeah.
Talk it straight.
Yeah,
But
it's real life. It's real life.
I just think that I wanted to ask you a question, Nico. Are you selfish? I want you to answer that honestly. Like,
No, I'm selfish. I'm selfish to a point where it's to be honest, I'm selfish to a point where it's no good. I'm learning now to be
yes,
selfish so I can be selfish. Selfless. Because
Yeah.
I've been selfless so much, but it's my fault because I put a lot of people in my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and that's a bunch of other stories, and it might sound cool because I'm saying it, but nah, I'm definitely not selfish because I want for others what I want for myself. Because again, people who have left me, I don't hold nothing back. I don't hoard information. I don't even do it on social media. To be honest, everything is there for
oh,
you
I
could do
do.
what you want to
And
do.
I just want
Yeah,
to read a
yeah, I
positive
don't hide
comment as
nothing.
well. Somebody said, the man is only saying that if he chooses a spouse, his best gift to her is the knowledge that made him
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
So that is the joint success. These issues of bills are not even an issue.
Right.
So I think that's a fair statement. It's valid
Yes, it
because
is.
sometimes when we're hearing people speak, we need to know
Yeah.
what they're speaking to, and that's why I was asking earlier before the couple came on about, do you speak to people when you meet them and you want to kind of move in with them and get to know them and build with them? Are you talking about your non-negotiables? Are you talking about things that you know is going to turn you off instead of turning you on and making you go forward with the person? So I love this. I love this.
I
Let's keep it going.
understand that,
Yeah,
but
because
it's one
to
thing to
believe it.
say something.
Hold on, Todd. Let's
Go
let
ahead.
us respond to that.
Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I understand that, right? But it's one thing to say, oh, I'm gonna put this person on and do this. But when you're talking about, and I'm only in saying, oh, that's law, it's very much law is extremely important, because if you're in a marriage, it's important to know what if you separate, what's gonna happen. So even if, and I was trying to say this for other people who are in the conversation and they may not know, right? Because they may be a female or a male and decide, I'm going here and I'm buying properties here or there, and they only put it in their name, and they don't realize that if you become separated and divorced, that other person is going to get half, regardless of if you put it in your name or not.
So one of the
And
reasons,
that's in all 50 states. That's even in other countries.
Okay.
So it's really like just understanding that. So when the question was about whether or not the man should pay the mortgage, and then you say, oh, I'm going to put the person on so they could have their own properties, what does that still mean? Because it's still the both of you in a marriage. It's still the both of yours. It's not I and her, and I'm putting her on so she could have, unless you have a prenup
I
that
just
designates
right,
that
and
stuff separately.
one of the reasons why I wanted to get on the live, because I think that in our community we don't prioritize marriage,
Yes.
and it's important for us to prioritize marriage. I think that women date men pockets, and guys date bodies, these bodies,
Yes.
like plastic
Mhm.
surgery bodies. There's nothing wrong with them, but um, I think that we have to start prioritizing marriage. Then we will have a mother-father unit. Kids will be different. The education will be prioritized, and just different things. And financially, we'll be yoked and we'll be better as a community. So that's what I really thought the topic. I mean, do you feel your man or spouse should pay? That's why I was like, yeah, hell yeah, they should pay. But
Yeah.
like you said, Nico, I'm married, so it's different. I just don't think that it would be possible with anyone that you're dating, with everyone that you're dating,
Yeah.
like different people.
Valid. That's great. Great point. Great point. Great point. All right,
Uh,
Todd, did you wanna oh wait, I'm sorry, husband. Come on in,
yeah.
King.
Yeah,
Come on
yeah.
in, King.
There was also, just to switch it up a bit. I'm black. I've been black my whole life, and I hear people, and I don't really have a lot of friends that are not black. So I've heard, Nico, I heard you say other ethnicities don't have
Yeah.
these issues, and I've
No,
also
no.
heard other, I've
Good,
also heard
good.
other people say that too. So my question to everyone is, how do we know that
All
they don't
right.
have issues?
They
All right.
do.
Let me be clear. No, let me be clear. They do have the issues, right?
Yeah,
But what I'm saying overall, as because I would be a fool to say they don't have the same issues. That's like me saying Chinese
yeah,
people don't have criminals or people that's in
right,
jail or
but
gangsters that sell
yeah,
drugs. You know what I mean? That'd be
Right.
foolish.
right,
But but the when you look at the overall, and I'm saying this, and this is things you can look up for yourself. They don't let it affect
oh,
the bulk of their accomplishments, the business,
yeah,
they schooling, the way they teach their religion, their culture. They don't let it affect them the way that we do. Like us,
all
we'll
right,
start an argument about bills and who paying what, but the school system fucked up. We buying hairy chicken wings from the fucking Chinese restaurant for 30 years. You know what I mean? Like we dealing with all kinds of crazy shit.
yeah,
Like, yeah, they got the issues, but it's not their focus. It's
they
not they
handle it differently.
yeah, it's not the center of it. Like you think
Okay,
the Jewish it's like you think the Jewish people don't go crazy about a bunch of shit, but they
right,
buying up properties, owning
yeah,
the jewelry stops. The
gotcha.
Chinese people, they buying the hair supply stores, they sending their kids to schools. Like
Yes,
Okay, let me pause you for 1 second,
like
Todd. You are
good.
absolutely right. But earlier today, when we were talking in the conversation, that's what we were talking about. We said if your non-negotiables start at a place, right, and you want to build with someone beyond the sexual and the bed area, right,
Yes,
then you
yes.
have to come with that conversation. That
That's
means
a fact.
even those that are afraid to speak, even if you meet someone like Soleto said, you could meet someone and they're not being upfront. You have to initiate. Because remember, if you're on a time goal, if you know what you want to get yourself involved in with a partner, you have to be clear with what your intentions are. And I think that that's the success of a marriage. When you see two people here, a couple on here in the bed, beloved, they're giving you the live action and they're telling you this is 20 years. What I'm saying is it's not 20 years of heaven. It's 20
no,
years
it's
of hills
not.
and valleys
That's a fact.
that
That's
brought
a
them to the
fact.
heaven tonight to be at a
Yeah,
bed headrest on live. So
That's a fact.
I agree with that. But I feel as though people have to be honest. And that's what I love about tonight. The fact that,
That's
listen, I've never had a live past an hour and a half on my personal page because I'm censored. The fact that this conversation is being had, that's to show you that the masses, the algorithms, I don't care if y'all see 10, 4, 5, 50, 90 on here. Let me tell you something. There's over more than that. It's just that I'm a censored individual.
yeah.
But I don't care about that because I represent plums,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
leading in urban media, regular individuals like you and I that come from hard knock streets and work our way up. And what we want right now, not just because of the pandemic, but because of life, is we want the pursuit of happiness that we see in others, we want for ourselves. So
Yes.
having this real
yeah,
conversation tonight, I want to end with this lasting question for all of you guys
Oh,
because it's heavy tonight. It's heavy tonight.
Can I say
This is going to
something?
be so beneficial to a lot of the people listening, because a lot of us have wasted years in being uncomfortable with self and uncomfortable with happiness, that we have to come to uncomfortable truths in conversations like this to speak
Yes.
about the happiness that
Yes.
we want.
Yes. Yes.
And I want to see happiness with all of my plums. This goes for my ladies and men. I see hurt when I'm having conversations. I see healing that needs to be done when I'm having conversations. But more importantly, I see a love that is bonded by the heart of who we are as people, because we
Yes.
genuinely want that with each other. We want
Yes.
love. We want
Yes.
black love. We want it
Yes.
all. But we're not willing to be honest, because we grew up sometimes in environments, cultures, and positions that allowed us to fake it until we make it. You know, don't
Yes.
disclose until you know. And it's like, how do
Yes.
you know? Why don't you unveil? And if it don't work, you restart, you reset. That is what
Yes.
I want us to heal from tonight. We got to start getting better, because you know what? A lot of people are mad at themselves and they're mad at others because they wasted time. They feel like they wasted time. Just because you break up with somebody, it doesn't negate the good times. It doesn't negate the good stuff. It is the
Yo,
basis of
champ.
the expiration.
Yo,
All right. Any lasting thoughts?
Yes.
let me get 2 chickens, extra mild sauce.
I just want to say
And
that
hold on, and let
I'm
me
gonna probably
shout
have
out.
to part two
Hold on,
this tomorrow.
let me shout out my guy Champ. He's out here in Newark every on the weekends
Okay.
on Springfield, and
Nico done.
Yeah, say what you said. My wife got to say something.
Yes.
All right. You can go ahead and say something,
I
because
wrote a
whenever it's
note while y'all
pausing,
was.
you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I
Go
wrote
ahead,
a note
sister.
while y'all was talking, so I'm just gonna read my note.
Yes.
I was talking about prioritizing black marriage, but black marriage, when functional and healthy, takes care of many of the social and economic ills uniquely affecting black people, right? Black marriage is more beneficial to black people at this current state that we're in than
Yeah.
white marriages to white people. Who that? Oh, hi, Sama. It's our first protection for men and women.
Yeah.
The single most recognized unit in the community is a black married man, you know, and it's very important. It's a vehicle towards economically stabilizing ourselves, which is
Okay.
important, which is what the question was about the topic.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
we must never let other black people denigrate the importance and priority that should be placed on a happy marriage or couple, whether it's a relationship. Be
Yes.
happy with each other,
Yes.
and that's all I
Yes.
wanted to say.
Beautifully said,
And
sister. Wait, hold
and
on. Does the
very
husband want
happy.
to say something before you go, Stiletto?
You know he want to
Husband?
talk.
Oh no! I'm done. I'm
Okay.
done.
Okay. You
I'm
just
done.
want to show
Thank you.
yourself, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, I look. Listen, I like looking at myself on the camera. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, Stilettos.
Let
You
me tell
have
you,
the
that's one
last
of my
comment.
best. Invisible Bully is one of my best friends. Stop saying
Okay.
my government on here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I appreciate all of you guys for coming in,
Um,
and this is the movement. The movement is us. You know, we have to have
right,
uncomfortable truths.
Yes.
right. And I just personally come from a home where a family can be very happy when the man, if he has it, he provides for his family, because now he really feels the true role of a king, especially when his wife makes him feel like a queen, makes him feel loved and adored. It's nothing more proud and more like high for a
Yeah.
man to come home knowing that this is my castle, I helped build it.
Yes.
You know, I come
Yeah.
home, my home is
Yeah.
beautiful, my kids look
Yeah.
Yes.
good and happy. You know, it's
Yes.
nothing
Eh,
more
eh.
stronger than that. And then it builds more pride. It continues to bring pride. And there's nothing wrong
Yes.
with a woman wanting that in a man, and a man not being abusive. If a man really loves the Lord and he knows that he's the head, then he's the provider. But the woman's going to be the Proverbs 31 woman who plays
That's
her
right.
ultimate role and being her
Mm.
ultimate self. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yes.
But she shouldn't be in a position where unless, let's say he loses his job or something, but it shouldn't
Yeah.
be, when you think about what a woman has to do for just even to make your man feel good to see you, just our maintenance alone
Mm.
is
Maintenance.
cost. You know
We
what
were
I
talking
mean?
about that
But
last week, by the way. I had said that, it's always a time and a place when we were talking about the bonnets, But we'll get back to that. Go ahead, continue.
Oh,
no, I'm
bonnet.
just saying, like, even our maintenance, like a man doesn't
I
want to
took
come home
mine
and
off to get
see
on
you
the
just,
live.
yeah, even our maintenance, just having
Yeah.
your home look good, your wife look good, your family
Yeah.
look good, you guys are happy. A happy home is a one that's well provided for and is
Yeah.
really happy when the man does all the providing. That's just, I've never seen a home where that was a situation. The man wasn't a respectful king where the person's complaining like, oh, it's not to say she's going to be idle, but it's nothing wrong with that. And that's just the place I come from. And I mentioned this earlier. When my mother first met my stepfather, they've been together for 30 years. When she first met my stepfather, he made $7 an hour. He was going to school to become an electrical engineer, and she was already in the construction industry, but she was making over 90,000 a year, right? And he's also 9 years younger than her. Within 5 years, because for him, being a man was to be the provider. He had a beautiful woman. Everywhere he went, people were like, wow, that's your wife. His bosses who had money, tried to hold it over him like, can you take care of that beautiful woman as yours? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so within 7 years, he was able to retire my mother and say, you could stay home. You know what I mean? They bought a huge house. They lived a very beautiful lifestyle with travel and trips and everything well taken care of. You know what I mean? Like, they gave me my first house at 18.
Wow.
Right, to live in. And I've always grown up with that. Seeing my stepfather when he first came into the picture, my mother was a single parent. She had 3 children that she was doing very well taking care of herself. And she didn't need him because she had suitors. She had many suitors who wanted to provide for her, but she could provide for herself. And he showed me, and when I seen that and raised with that example of seeing a man who didn't have nothing, you know what I mean? But he determined that that was what he wanted. And he provided a lifestyle. They built this lifestyle together, and he provided and he paid all the bills and everything like that. Then that's just what I'm accustomed to. And I see it being something foundational. If people have God as their foundation and you love each other, just like my best friend here, that's, with her husband, he came on and represented what she had to say. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He said,
And I was going to just add to that, just in the closing arguments, I think that's very profound. Just what you said with, just honoring your friends. I think it's very important that even when you get involved with somebody, and this is just to wrap up with everybody here, as I spoke earlier today, I said, if you want to be with someone and they issue their dreams and they talk about their potential stage and you know that you are a person that will be on top of them, issue that statement back. Let them know that you will hold them accountable, et cetera, et cetera. As I explained earlier in the chat, we're like over 3 hours at this point and we're going to wrap up here. But I explained earlier that, excuse me, turn it down. I explained earlier that, there's sometimes when you start with people, you don't know if you're going to go long term, right? That's why you start with them. But when you go along and you see that both people are willing to do the work, they are putting in the work and they are doing their role, it makes it easier. That peace of mind, a peace of mind is just not a place, it's not a location. It's a mental thing, right? It's that emotional high that we get that we don't need from anything physical. I think the other attributes that one needs to know is this, especially ladies. I will say this: my hubby was intimidated by me when he met me. He felt like he's never met a woman that was like the go-getter that I was. I was making double the figure that he was making at the time, and he was intimidated. But he never, in my opinion, he never made that seem like a big deal because he still had a gentlemanness based on the etiquette and the principles that he was raised with, coming from a 2-parent household that was cultured. I believe earlier this week, Monday, his parents made 50 years in marriage. So when it came to having children, I knew that when that decision came, which was 7 years after dating, I knew that, what his principles were in terms of having a family and building a family were strong.
Yes.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that sometimes if a person says something at the outset, at the beginning, then you should know how to keep your legs tight. You should know how to hop off if you're a rider, because you don't want to position somebody that's not ready. Just like how we were talking tonight. We're talking about people that are healed, unhealed, people that got to work through things, et cetera, et cetera. Now I'll say this as well. Even when we decided to get a home, I considered certain things. community aspect versus individual, right? Because many times when you elevate and when you upgrade, you may need different responsibilities. And the one thing I knew is that as a woman, when you make peace for a man in his mind, in his body, in his soul, you better believe he will go tooth and nail for you. And I relinquished my power in a submission where I didn't want to. My parents didn't even want me to when we moved and bought a home and I had our second child. And I remember saying to my mom, you know, I'll speak to him about, you know, we'll just update ourselves like we do an anniversary and just kind of see how things is going so that he wouldn't feel pressured. He wouldn't feel like he was just doing the role. And I'm proud to say that that is something that I've never had to worry about. When we update each other, it is consistent. It is, do I need to step in? And when I step in, just like I'd done before when we moved in, it's always on a level that multiplies the family legacy. Because when we got married and when we built this home and when we got this home, it was about the establishment of things to come. The goal is to have more. So when you acquire one and you want to acquire more and more, there has to be a function in the terms and responsibilities. So I love the discussion tonight because I feel as though it's not that you don't have the hills and valleys. It's about the consistency and the sustainability. Yeah. And if you can get through that, that is the essence and the heart of Black love and love in general.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm going to leave it there.
All right. Thank you.
It was great talking to you guys.
Yes. For those of you that joined the chat, I will be in contact with you guys through DM about the part 2 if you feel like you want to join. We pretty much extend the conversation. I do have a team and staff, so they do decide if they want to use some of these edits. But I love this, and you know, if it's something, I'll come back tomorrow. But not, I definitely know we'll be on the podcast. So just let you guys know in advance, you will be showcased on a bigger feature, which is our YouTube platform, Apple and Spotify. But
not like this.
No, I wouldn't do you like this. I would put you on audio, beloved, but you are going to be on the recap on the Instagram.
You can put me. Listen, you can put me just. You can put me just like this.
Yes, and we're going to end with the good old Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown because they brought us that look. Oh, yes. My DJ got some new stuff.
He sings.
Come on,
oh, you sing? Okay, we'll be in touch on DM. I want to thank all the guests for coming off. Coming on, and we're signing out. We're going to give this little 20-second song, and we're done, okay? But we love the perspective. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Up. Throw the loves in the chat if you feel in tonight's chat. Yeah. Free Talk Fridays. We're back every Friday. And, love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Yes, what's up? It's your girl, Kaye Plum. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, subscribe. Again, like, share, and subscribe. More episodes on the way. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.